Whoa. So those, as I was coming back from break for this part 3 of Ask the King, I received an anonymous $100 tip. Wow. Thank you to whoever that was. Let's read their comment. They say, Phil, I've been watching you since Arkham Asylum. When I was in middle school, halfway through the New Vegas playthrough now, I just want to show my thanks for years of awesome content and entertainment. Thank you very much to the anonymous $100 tipper out of nowhere. Very appreciated. And I can't type for some reason. There we go. That will hit the tips goal for the day, guys. We've done it. So, that being said, let's get the poll going. People will start to vote on what vest I will wear, even though there's only about a half an hour left on the stream. So I will get it going, and hopefully we'll get voting for like 10 minutes. I can wear it for like 20. Okay? Let's do it. So here's the poll. Here we go. Which vest is Ask the King best? We've got the red, the blue, the gold, or the denim today. Those are the 4 options. So here we go. Let us jump into the show and wrap it up, guys, because we only got about roughly a half an hour left on stream, give or take a few minutes. I could go a little late if we need to. First thing I would like to do for part 3 of Ask the King episode 87 is give a shout out to the patrons. These people who, when I need the help the most, they step up and they help me behind the scenes by pledging to my Patreon. And in particular, these guys a couple months ago when basically I lost a lot of my livelihood because Twitch kicked me out of the partner program. They stepped up, they pledged to my Patreon, and these are people who pledged and kept their pledges. And I really appreciate that because now we're doing everything focused on YouTube. But these guys said, no, we're going to keep ongoingly supporting you. All right, and I appreciate that. So, thank you to the following people. Kevin Stiles, Big Tone 995, Fantasy Star PG, Jared Jackson, Calmer Olson, Maya the Bees, Planet Jeff, Tillicum, Trey Coley, Tubar King, David Denmark, Diocletian 60, Midnight Mouse, Michael Denault, Faithin, QPZMWM, bleh, yes, Richard, Riley Hagan, Sean Given, Storm Force Gamer, Thomas McDonald, Tony Frank. I think I said Planet Jeff in there, right? I think I did. And, oh, that's it. Okay. Thank you all for being ongoing patrons of mine. I understand, you know, a lot of people, when basically I said, oh, I'm going full-time on YouTube now, so now the perks and things will be based off of YouTube performance. They came over here, and now they're contributing via YouTube, and I appreciate that. But these people are still consistently supporting me via Patreon. I really appreciate that. Okay? Okay. Let's answer a question, and then we'll get a vest on. All right? But let's answer a question first. This question, of all people, is from Derek. What's going on, Derek? So Derek says the following. Phil, I want to thank you for last night, an amazing Microsoft Flight Simulator stream. My Twitter question is, would you like to travel around the world someday? I would myself after watching 32 seasons of The Amazing Race. Yes, I've talked about this before, that my wife's most desired place to visit in the world is Japan. Now, she doesn't want to move there or live there, but she wants to visit as a tourist. She'd like to see a lot of the cultural sites, try some of the cuisine in person, and in general, just to kind of take in the culture there of a completely different kind of country and culture. I personally would like to go to Europe, and I would like to visit places like England, Ireland, France, Italy, maybe Germany, stuff like that, and see some of the high tourism areas and try, again, the cuisines there, I feel. All those different cultural cuisines compared to each other. Maybe do a tour of Europe where you take, you know how they have that train that goes through all of Europe and stuff like that? Now, keep in mind, this is no way anything could happen soon with COVID and everything. It's going to be years and years before something like that even makes sense. But I'm just saying, you know, that was something that I've always wanted to do. Okay? Now, the cool thing about playing Microsoft Flight Simulator is now, as this moves forward as like a weekly chill playthrough deal, or maybe even more than once a week, maybe twice a week, we can actually explore some of these locations and think of landmarks and things to find and try to find them on there and see how they look from the sky, which is pretty neat. Like, I kind of ran into it not really thinking ahead of time, and now that I'm thinking ahead of time, I'm like, damn, now that I'm actually doing it, what I should have done is I should have said, oh, when I'm in New York City, I should look for this building and this building, and we find them where they are, like at Times Square. Where is Times Square in Manhattan? When you know where it is, try to fly over it and see it from like a top-down perspective, see what it looks like. I don't know where Times Square is in Manhattan, so I'm not able to do that, you see? So I think what I should do moving forward is every week, maybe we pick out certain areas or cities that we want to try to figure out, and then what are the landmarks of those cities that I should be looking for when we're actually flying over them and stuff like that. I think that'd be pretty neat. And then, hey man, later on, I actually go to those places in real life and I could find those things in person, right? Pretty cool. The next question is from Steve Kidd. And Steve said, with the success of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, are there any older PlayStation franchises you'd like to see return? Examples include Jak and Daxter or Sly Cooper. I've said the one that I want to come back 100% is Infamous. I really liked Infamous 1 and 2. I felt that those games were some of the best games that came out those years, respectively, when they came out. And I was actually disappointed that the series basically died with Infamous Second Son. You know, that was a game that was early on in the life cycle of PlayStation 4, and I guess it didn't really sell as well as they had hoped with the amount of investment that they had put into it. And now, as we know, that studio has moved on to do other things, which is fine. I like the other things that they've done. But I'm kind of sad that Infamous just kind of died out of nowhere. I feel, imagine a new Infamous, all right, on these new consoles. So, you know, PlayStation 5 with 60 frames per second, ray tracing graphics, amazing lighting, cool superpowers. You know, I think it could do really well in a modern setting, especially because a game that people kind of thought Avengers would be a game that would be like, oh, it'll be like cool, modern superhero superpowers. That game is fucking flopped like a fucking fish. Flopped everywhere, right? So I think Infamous could actually do well if it came back, as long as you got a good, you know, good writing and a good team working on it. Because I really feel like Infamous 1 and 2 were just like leaps and bounds better than Infamous Second Son. So yeah, I would actually like that. I would love that. I would love for Infamous to come back. That would be my one big Sony exclusive pick to finally like come back out of retirement. Okay. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look here. The gold vest is in the lead by a bunch. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go get it. Normally I would get it from here, but they're in the dryer. I actually washed them and they were in the dryer earlier and I didn't take them out because I started the stream. So I'm actually going to run downstairs and grab the vest and bring them up. And I'm going to put on the gold vest. Sadly, the gold vest will probably be wrinkly because it's straight out of the dryer. You know, I don't have an opportunity to really like hang it or flatten it or anything. It's probably going to be all wrinkled up and messed up, but it is what it is. All right, give me a minute. I'm going to run downstairs and grab it. I'll be right back. The freshest you can get. Okay, I have all the vests. I have them fresh out of the wash. Give me a second here to go put them down and grab the right one. Holy crap. I'll have to sort them out later. Oh. Okay. This one, what's funny is, out of all those vests, the gold one is still a little wet. It is. It still feels on the back. It feels a little damp. Well, those have to air dry then. Very exciting. It smells good though. April fresh scent. Very nice. Okay. So, thank you to the anonymous tipper who pushed us way over the tips goal for today. Appreciate that. Hope you guys are enjoying your golden vest for the rest of the stream. Okay. All right. Next question is from Positive Gamer, who says, would you ever consider wearing something besides a cowboy hat and maybe wear a crown when you're doing Feasting with the King? That would be cool. Would you play any more visual novels? Two completely different questions. So the first question, all right, yes, in fact, we've been talking about this recently on streams. We said, since the tier 3 tips goal has now become my cowboy hat, okay, and the cowboy hat used to be something that was special just for this show, Ask the King. But now, I'm hitting the tips goal, I would argue, maybe 50% of the time. Not only do it every stream, but maybe half the streams we're hitting the tips goal, right? So, that being said, this hat, this cowboy hat, is not becoming special anymore because it's something that I'm doing so frequently, right? That it doesn't feel like it has the same impact like it used to. When it was reserved just for Ask the King, it was something special, but now it's really not anymore, all right? So, we're talking with people about this over the last week or two, and we said, hey, maybe what I can do is get a series of hats that I can alternate on the streams. Maybe one day it could be, I don't know, like, not necessarily a full-on cowboy hat, but maybe like a hat for that you would wear outside when you're camping. Maybe it could be like a driver's hat, or, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I could have 3 or 4 different hats, a baseball cap. Maybe I could have 3 or 4 different hats that I variate on the streams to wear, so that way when we hit the final goal, the $150 tips goal, it's not just every single day, you know, the same cowboy hat, okay? Now, here's the thing. They have to be hats that are meant for normal wearing during the daytime. And what I mean by that is not fucking costume hats and not crazy-ass things, idiots. Oh, put on the Sonic hat. Put on your fucking Yoshi costume from Halloween. No, stupid. The dumbest things from some fucking idiot. No, those aren't meant to be worn all day long every day. Those are things you're supposed to wear once for like a costume, and that's it. It's a silly thing. That's not meant to be something you wear every single day. Those things are incredibly uncomfortable. They make you sweat. They make you feel bad. It's not meant to, like, this hat doesn't. I feel good. I feel good wearing this hat. It sits nice and comfortably on top of my head. It's not generating tons of extra heat or anything on my head, okay? It's not a giant stuffed animal thing I'm shoving on top of my head and stopping the circulation and everything and building up intense heat above my head. That's the stupid, what a dumb fucking suggestion and things to ask for. Oh yeah, I just wish this streamer always dressed up in a fucking stuffed animal suit and looked like some. Why not, if that's the case, why would every day Phil should just wear a big inflatable Barney suit, right? Completely cover his face, just be a big stuffed animal on stream every day. But the thing is, the same dummies who asked for the Sonic hat and the Yoshi hat would want that too. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so you missed the point of my stream, you're a jackass, alright? No, what I'm saying is, real hats that are comfortable and cool looking, right, a fedora? Fedora would actually be a great suggestion, Australian squid instead of fedora. So stuff like that. Actual hats normal people fucking wear every day, okay? So maybe if I got a good variety of those, 3, 4 of them, and you could rotate between, so that way every day it's not just the cowboy hat, that would actually be a really good idea, I feel. But I need to find some good ones, and I haven't had a chance. Like, for example, when my wife and I went out this last week, one of the things we're going to eventually do is look for stuff like that, but it was so fucking hot out that we literally just did the bare minimum of what we needed to do while we were out, and we came home and relaxed in a cool house because it was hot, you know, hot summer days. When things start to cool down and stuff, maybe we can look. Now, if anyone is interested in maybe donating something, this vest was donated, okay? This is an idea of a fan, and they ordered it for me or whatever. If someone has an idea for a hat that maybe you'd like to buy off Amazon and send my way that I could use on the streams, yes, I'm open to that. Email me at darksidefil@hotmail.com. let me see what we're talking about, and I'll let you know if it's something I'm interested in or not, okay? But in the meantime, when I get a chance myself to go look, I will look too. All right, but I just don't have a chance right now. All right? Now, Only Iced Coffee said, what about a beanie during the winter months? During the winter months, yes. When it's cool enough, wearing an actual beanie would be warranted. But I can tell you from experience, for someone who used to wear beanies when I would film, like, for example, the week in preview, or I would film a game review, or I would film channel updates, your head can heat up dramatically when you're wearing a beanie, especially when you're talking, and you're covering not only the entire top of your head and your ears, that builds up heat in there, and you could get really warm. So I definitely can't do anything like that during the summer months. Maybe, you know, winter time, but definitely not now. Okay? Okay. Continuing on, Positive Gamer had asked, will I play any more visual novels? I would almost guarantee you I will be playing more visual novels, okay? Will I be playing them soon? Hell no. Danganronpa V3 started in mid-March. It is now the last week of July, and we're just finishing it. It's over 60 hours long to play through, and I didn't even take my time, all right? I didn't. It's, there's no way I'm playing another visual novel anytime soon. It probably, at the earliest, sometime next year, if that, okay? Lord X-Law asks, do you think you'll experience any growth on YouTube? Seems like your viewership has kind of been the same in the months since you switched from Twitch, and there hasn't been a lot of new people in the chat. First of all, that's false. There has actually been a lot of new people coming by. Some people are saying, hey, Phil, you probably don't recognize me, because I'm someone who used to just watch your videos on demand on YouTube, and now I'm able to actually watch your streams because it's the same place. If I'm available to watch something, and you're live streaming, I'll now check out your live stream instead of just your on-demand video. I never was able to go watch your stuff on Twitch, but I check you out on YouTube. And I'm having more and more people who've been coming by and saying that to me during my live streams, which I really appreciate. But just the installed viewer base of people on Twitch versus YouTube, I know when I was playing certain games on Twitch, people would be just watching for people in a category. Oh, who's playing this game? And they would come just, you know, curiosity's sake, let's see Darkside Phil play the game. That doesn't happen on YouTube. It just doesn't. The people who are coming to watch me on YouTube are people coming specifically to watch me. You see what I'm saying? There is no carryover of people who were just there to watch streams and now they're here to watch Phil. Oh, because he's playing a certain game or whatever. That did happen all the time on Twitch. It does not happen on YouTube. So that is a loss of viewership for me for sure. In addition, there's some people who just don't want to watch streams on YouTube for whatever reason. They believe that that Twitch is the place to be for live streams, and they have no desire whatsoever to carry viewership over to YouTube. I know there's been people who they were active, avid, constant participants and viewers in my streams on Twitch, and they didn't come over here for whatever reason. Okay, that does suck because I like having that community over there. There are people over there who I've seen for years, and to see them just kind of disappear overnight when I moved to YouTube is very disappointing, in a lot of ways, kind of disheartening. Especially if it's someone who was like a really active, positive contribution to the stream and they just gone instantly, right? It just sucks in that regard. There's no discoverability here at all. There just isn't. And the longtime viewers who didn't come over, all right? I know my viewership is down here on Twitch. At this very same time, though, I feel like the people who are here to enjoy the streams, like the whole trolling element. Are there trolls who come to the streams now? Yes. Is there any kind of significant large trolling presence here? No. We get maybe a couple a day. They get fucking kicked out, and that's it. It doesn't. On Twitch, it was a constant element where people were always coming in to troll, and it doesn't really happen here on YouTube. I feel like on YouTube, we really have kind of weeded that element out, which is a great thing. This is a more, how can I say, a more friendly, more open community where people can come and chill and just enjoy games, and you don't have to, you know, there used to be this mentality of almost like they said it was like a good old boys club on Twitch, where it was the same 20, 30 people every day who came to hang out with each other, and here you don't really get that feeling on YouTube. It feels a little different, and I agree there too. But I totally think that, number one, there will be growth here on YouTube once I start playing high-profile games. I have not played a single high-profile game since I've been streaming on YouTube. Ratchet & Clank is not considered an ultra-high-profile game. That was always going to be a game. I knew it was a platformer and everything. It wasn't going to get giant mainstream attention or anything. And there just hasn't been anything. Once stuff starts coming out in like August, September, October, November, then we're going to see people come to watch my stuff who maybe haven't been around in a while. Then we'll probably see some concrete growth in the viewership, concrete growth in the amount of members that I have. I mean, if anything, just take a look at the comparison. 900 subs on Twitch, 200, now 223 members here on YouTube. And you say, well, what's the difference? Well, yes, you can argue, well, there's no Twitch Prime here. There's no gifted subs here. But at the same time, there's a definite big drop-off there, you know? I feel people will come over and start supporting in that way once the games are here to come watch. They're just not yet. There ain't nothing going on right now, okay? All right. Stoic is the last Twitter question. And asks, would you recommend people who are interested in content creation to pursue it today, being the market is so saturated and being successful and so difficult? Or being successful is so difficult. What I would say is, coming from someone who literally when I started didn't expect a damn thing out of it. I didn't go into YouTube expecting that this was going to be my job and I was going to be successful and get viral popularity and thousands of people around the world would want to watch my stuff on a daily basis. It was quite the opposite. I was like, if I could just dick around and have this be my hobby or whatever, it would be fun. If you go into content creation with the mentality that you're doing it for fun and you have fun doing it while you're doing it, then you've already succeeded. It doesn't actually matter if you have 2 viewers or 2,000 viewers. If you're having a good time doing it, then you've already won. You know what I'm saying? Because you could literally just be sitting around playing games by yourself. And the fact that you had the guts to turn on a stream or make a video and share that experience with an audience is something to be applauded. But if you go into it with the mentality that, oh, I'm doing it to make it big and become popular, make money and do it as a job, it's probably, definitely in 2021, that's completely the wrong way to go into it. It is. Because there's no guarantee anyone's going to want to watch your stuff. There's no guarantee that even if you put out the best stream on the internet, that anyone will see it because of discoverability being so tough when a market is insanely oversaturated. Okay? So I hope you guys understand that, don't feel disheartened if you're starting in 2021, you can't get noticed. You know, I've said this many times, I'll say it again. I feel that I myself was in the right place at the right time. I struck when the iron was hot, when it was an emerging thing, an emerging field of this online content creation. If I were just today for the first time trying to make content, no one would ever watch my stuff or know who I am. Just being honest. So don't feel bad or feel disheartened. If you happen to be trying to get started as a content creator and you can't seem to get an audience, you can't seem to get noticed, it ain't your fault. It's definitely an oversaturated market at this point. What will the next market be? Will it be the TikTokers? Well, there are already a ton of people doing that. You know, what's the next market? I don't know. But that's the thing with these emerging markets and these emerging ways to spread content and be entertaining is they change all the time. They evolve all the time, right? I don't know. I don't know what will happen in the future, but I'll definitely say, don't feel... Just, if you're going to become a content creator, do something that you're going to enjoy outside of the fact if anyone's watching it or not. Because if you're playing a game you love or you're doing a kind of challenge run that you really enjoy, then it doesn't matter if anyone's watching. And by the way, if you truly are enjoying yourself rather than trying to grind it out to make money, like I got to grind it out, bro, to make money. No. If you're actually doing something that's entertaining and fun for yourself, that will come through in your content and may actually be way more attractive to a viewer base than someone who's literally just, oh, I had a bunch of money, I threw it at this stream to try to make it look fancy and I'm playing a game or whatever, but you got no charisma, you're not enjoying what you're doing. It's a lot different, you see? Okay, I got a couple tips that came in. Elski has tipped me $5 and says, Phil, I hope you're having a good day. Do you have anything that you would like to play when you're stressed out or anxious of a bit of escapism? Or does streaming games remove that aspect from video games? I find games like Euro Truck Sim 2 help reduce my anxiety. Well, I would say, there's definitely games that cause more anxiety. You know what I'm saying? When I'm stressed out, I probably don't want to play Dark Souls or a game, you know what I mean? Like a game that's going to be high challenge. You probably don't want to be playing those games when you're in a mental stress kind of a deal. Probably not the best idea because those games are putting you into the stressful situation as they are. So now imagine already being stressed out and now putting yourself into an extra stressful situation playing the insanely difficult game. Probably not the smartest idea. You know what I'm saying? Are there games that I find to be chill? I would argue that for a while playing Minecraft was pretty like that. playing a game like MLB is like that, because I don't really have to focus so much on the gameplay or care about if I'm doing good. I can just focus in on kind of interacting with you guys. I kind of feel like the game right now that's going to be like that is Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight Sim, because it's not a very difficult or challenging game, but instead it's going to be something that we just enjoy taking in the scenery and interacting and having fun together. That's different. See, that's the same thing. There's different kinds of gaming. There's gaming where you have challenge and personal accomplishment for overcoming a challenge or an objective, hitting a goal. While there's also gaming where it's meant to be chill, relaxing, fun. And I think a lot of people don't understand games like Flight Sim, because they only get gaming as one kind of deal. They think that gaming is just about, there's a hard challenge and I got to overcome it by doing this either grinding for a certain amount of time or actually learning difficult reactionary things, or not reactionary, reactive things, what's going on in the game, learn strategies and get good at the game. And I feel accomplishment when I overcome those really tough challenges, There's other people who are like, I don't want that at all. I just want a game where I can sit down and just kill time and relax and just kind of veg, And that's fine too. There's a place in gaming for all that kind of content. Actually, Only Ice Coffee just brought it up. He says Animal Crossing was like that. You're right. There was not a single day that I played Animal Crossing that I felt, man, we got to get all this stuff done. We got to get this agenda done. And we have this great challenging thing we have to do. It was more like, we're just going to do whatever today, man. I don't care what I get done. Maybe we'll get some cool stuff done. Maybe we won't. But it was never about that when I played Animal Crossing. You see what I'm saying? And that was good. People liked Animal Crossing for almost a year that I played it. I mean, what was it, like February of 2020 all through like September that I played it? So maybe 6, 7, 8 months, right, of ongoing content, which is really good. So, yeah, I think that there's a place for both. And relaxing games for me are the games where I don't have to worry about, I need to make this much progress on the stream today. I have to overcome this many grueling challenges on the stream. Those kind of games are the ones that relax me the most and I really enjoy, okay? So right now, I would say that game would arguably be Flight Sim. Gary BKK was here today. He just showed up, $15 tip. Wow. I just stopped by late, laughing out loud. What's up, Gary? It's good to see you, man. But you know what they say, better late than never. And I do appreciate the support. Luckily, we did have some very generous contributors earlier. We hit basically all the goals for the stream, which is outstanding. I really appreciate that, everybody. And thank you, Gary, for coming in here in the 11th hour. Is that what they say? It's the 11th hour when you're there at the end with that generous contribution. I appreciate that. Okay, and now I believe a super chat came in. Let's see here. Yes, so Plum Goral actually did 2 different super chats. Actually, there's more than that. Hold on a second here. Wow, there's a bunch of super chats that came in. So first of all, Parasolo did a super chat and said, did you ever watch Dexter? If you did, how did you feel about the show coming back after almost a decade since it's run on television? I really liked the first few seasons of Dexter, and like most people, I agree with them that the show kind of fell off in the final seasons. That some of the things that were happening were absolutely over-the-top ridiculous. Like him falling in love with his fucking sister and vice versa. That was so stupid. And essentially the ending, I thought it was okay. A lot of people absolutely hated the ending of Dexter. I thought it was just okay. At least it wasn't insanely bad. But I definitely felt like a show like Breaking Bad did a much better ending than, say, Dexter did. Okay? So, it's interesting to see it come back. I don't know why it's coming back, because it did have a definitive ending. So maybe they feel like so many people hated the ending that they can fix it. I don't know. But I guess we'll see. Block comments in the super chat said, what are the best years of your life so far right now? I tell you guys this. I love my life right now. I love the fact that I'm married to a woman who I am deeply in love with. She loves me. We care about each other. Every time we're together, we have a great time together. Okay? I love Jasper. He's the best pet I've ever had. He's super fun, interactive. He's mischievous, which is cool because it's funny and fun, even though it's not perfect. It's still really cool. And I love my life here in Washington. I love the house I'm living in. I love my job. Everything about life is good right now. If I could get past financial hurdles that I'm facing, that are ongoing, and every time I think I'm about, like I said earlier this year, it looked like I was gonna be in the kind of the light at the end of the tunnel, and then Twitch kicked me out of the partnership program and put me back to square one again. But we're getting there. You know what I mean? Like, things are certainly not as bad as they were, and every day of my life today really feels like the best day of my life. I mean that too. Like, and I used to hate my life, and now it's the complete polar opposite, where I love every day, and I feel it's getting better and better things. There are good, positive, great things in life ahead for me and my family, and I'm really happy about that. So there you go. Plum Girl did a super chat and said, I love the new gold vest. Where'd it come from? A fan. A viewer contacted me about 2 weeks ago and said, I would like to donate a new vest for your streams. And he had 3 candidates. There was this one. There was one that was kind of like a light rawhide vest that kind of looked like a cowboy vest, but it would only match with the cowboy hat. It wouldn't really go with anything else. And there was a third one that I've completely forgotten what it was. And he showed me the 3, and I looked at this and I was like, dude, this one is like the best vest ever. It is so ridiculously shiny and over the top. I knew it would film well on camera because it was metallic. So I said this one, and that's how I got it. He ordered it for me. Pretty ridiculous vest. And Plum Girl did another super chat and said, would you play Stardew Valley for a chill stream? Many people have asked me that over the last few years since I started doing regular chill streams. And I said, yeah, you guys may not realize this. I did play it years ago during an Indies marathon. I played it for about an hour and a half. And I thought it was all right, but you're right. It was a game that's like, it is a chill game. That's not an ongoing game where I really care too much about progress. It's more about you play that as you do something else. And I feel like, yeah, that could at some point be something we do. Although it is an older game, and I think maybe people would prefer newer games for chill streams. I don't know. Okay. Guess what, ladies and gents? That's it. We actually filled the entire 3 hours. Ask the King. Thank you guys for their questions. Thanks to everyone who posted on the forums, who posted on Twitter, and who actually contributed today and got those questions answered too. So here's the deal. It went well today. Obviously, the show, I think, was entertaining. We got some good questions, and you guys seem to enjoy it. There was a lot of interactivity, which I enjoyed. We're going to keep it in the rotation for now. The next show is tentatively scheduled for the last week of September. I don't know. With all the crazy amount of game releases coming out in the fall, I don't actually know if the next show will actually be at the end of September or not. It may be delayed. We may try to find a week where it's a light week for releases, and it makes more sense to do the next episode of Ask the King. But for now, it will continue, and I say thank you to those of you who submitted questions. Thank you to those of you who chilled with me, and thanks to those who supported the stream today. I really appreciate that. And that is it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all very, very much. I hope you enjoyed Ask the King episode 87. I'll see you next time. All right, guys? All right, peace out. See you later.